Wednesday, journey on an exciting adventure with a family of wild African lions. A new CBS special. Follow world-renowned wildlife experts and discover the intimate secrets of 3 generations of lions. Find out why they are the king of the beasts. The Lions of Etosha, Wednesday.
The Boston Celtics will try to use their size and strength to overcome the speed and finesse of the Los Angeles Lakers. Game 4 of the NBA World Championship tomorrow night, live on CBS Sports.
Friday on the news, Bo and Luke battle over a beauty accused of a jewel theft. But when the truth comes out, there's twice the trouble and a surprise that could cost Luke his life.
This is CBS.
There are 3 men trying to pin the tail on the Democratic donkey tonight, and with early results from 5 state primaries, it appears Walter Mondale is in the lead. The Super Mega Tuesday results are up next on the 10 p.m. report.
Flight 29, now boarding.
Have a good trip.
My wallet's gone.
What?
Check your bags. No, wait.
Well, is it...
I'll check the cab.
Let's move it!
No, it's not here.
Money, our traveler's check.
Traveler's checks? You can get a refund at the American Express machine inside.
No, we can't.
Sure, it's next to the...
No, they weren't American Express.
Gee, I'm sorry, folks.
Remember, American Express can give refunds at traveler's check machines in most major U.S. airports. Don't leave home without them.
A modern gas range can make you a better cook by giving you precise temperature control instantly. Gas gives you more for your money.
Marshall's makes it easy for you. Marshall's is filled with famous maker sportswear for Father's Day, like first quality striped knit shirts, comparable at $20. Marshall's price $7.99, and first quality pleated cotton slacks, comparable at $35. Marshall's price $14.99. Father's Day and every day, we make it easy to find brand names for less. Marshall's makes it easy for you.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
It's all come down to this. 107 days after the delegate selection process began in Iowa, the polls are closing right now in the final primary. It's in California, the biggest contest of all. Nearly a tenth of the delegates who will go to the National Democratic Convention in July. The votes are already being counted at the other end of the nation in New Jersey. And New Jersey is Fritz Mondale's tonight, with the former vice president taking a strong lead in the race for the Garden State's 107 delegates. The results, as we have them at this hour, so far from New Jersey, with 58% of the precincts reporting, give Mondale 46% of the vote, Gary Hart 31%, and Jesse Jackson 21%. In California, the state with 306 delegates being decided tonight, the polls have just closed, and we hope to have some early returns from California and the other 3 states holding primaries later in this broadcast. Ann?
Walter Mondale predicted he would lock up the Democratic presidential nomination by noon tomorrow, and tonight he is in St. Paul waiting to see if the polls will prove him right. Karen Borrow standing by now at the Mondale camp at the Radisson Plaza Hotel. Karen?
And Mondale arrived in town 200 delegates short of wrapping up the nomination, according to his campaign's count, and he is confident that he will wrap it up tonight. But despite that, he has remained cautious about declaring the nomination his. Mondale told a crowd of DFL well-wishers that he has learned a lot during this campaign, accusing President Reagan of viewing the world through the Oval Office, that the tough campaign will produce a stronger Democratic Party.
As tough as this campaign has been, everything coming out of it is for the good. You can't hurt yourself if you talk to Americans. You can't hurt yourself when you study problems.
Mondale said he is much more confident of what the American people want after 3 months on the campaign trail, that if he made any single mistake, it was going too easy on opponent Gary Hart.
I think my biggest mistake in the campaign was to be late in joining the debate with Gary Hart. When I did, we started winning, and when I held back, we started losing again. There are other factors.
Mondale says he plans to do everything he can to unify the Democratic Party, adding that he thinks the party will be united a lot faster than a lot of people are saying. On the subject of vice president, he would offer no clues as to who or what kind of candidate he might select. He says he wants to take some time off from the campaign, do some thinking on that, and have something to say on the vice presidential choice a little later on in the campaign. Live from St. Paul, I'm Karen Boris. Back to you, Dave.
Karen, do you have any idea how long Mr. Mondale plans to remain in the Twin Cities?
Well, he'll be here. He's got a news conference tomorrow at 11:59. He early in the campaign said that he would declare himself the front runner at 11:59 on June 6th, the day after the whole process was over. So tomorrow at 11:59 a.m. there will be a news conference, and at that point we expect Mondale will declare that he has wrapped up the nomination.
I see. Thank you. At 11:59. Not 11:58 or 12:01.
Not 11:58, no.
Primaries in 3 other states is what helped make this a mega Tuesday. One of those races is in neighboring South Dakota. There are 15 delegates at stake in South Dakota tonight. Here we have 82 precincts reporting. Gary Hart, by the fact that there are but 18 precincts remaining, would appear to have a very substantial lead over Fritz Mondale, 50% to 40% to Jesse Jackson's 5%. In West Virginia, where 35 delegates are to be decided, just 17% of the precincts reporting. Here, Mondale with a substantial lead over Gary Hart, 53 to 37 to Jesse Jackson's 7. And in New Mexico, 23 delegates at stake. The polls have just closed now, and we'll update all the races later in this broadcast. While the Democrats appear to be... Oh, is Jim Gately with us in Washington? Jim?
Good evening, David. While the Democrats are fighting each other, Ronald Reagan is staying in the news by looking very presidential on his European trip. Mr. Reagan is relying on the ceremony of stately England. Today, for example, he had a quiet little royal lunch with Queen Elizabeth at Buckingham Palace. Later, he met with Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher on economic matters. About the only controversy of this day was the English decision to allow the president's bodyguards to carry guns. British police and most other foreign guards are not permitted to be armed. David?
Thank you, Jim. Sorry for that oversight. The force of political change is not the only item making news tonight. So, too, are the forces of Mother Nature. Mike Fairborn has been checking on that for us. Mike?
David, just when we thought we were in the clear, the National Weather Service issued a tornado watch for just north of the Twin Cities, but it does include some of the 7-county metropolitan area. It includes the counties of Anoka, Hennepin, Ramsey, and Washington County, and that's in effect until 3 a.m. And then almost immediately after that watch was issued, a line of thunderstorms developed just south of the Twin Cities and moved through our area. Showing up on radar right now, there's a big area of thunderstorms just to the west of us, but also right through the core of the metropolitan area, a band of showers and thunderstorms that have dropped heavy rain, and there's been a lot of lightning and a little bit of small hail reported with that as well. But right now it's moving up into northern Ramsey and southern Anoka counties, and it'll eventually move up into Chisago and Washington counties. We're keeping our eye on that, and we'll give you all the weather updates in just a few more minutes.
Very good. Thank you. And we shall update the rest of the day's news in just a moment.
Blackout. But both families have rechargeable lights. One has Ready Light from First Alert. The other family has the other leading brand. There's a big difference. Ready Light lasts 50% longer on a single charge, stands by itself, and shines the light where you need it. Get the rechargeable light that lasts 50% longer. Ready Light from First Alert, because your family comes first.
Ready Light from First Alert at Lampert Lumber Stores, Our Own Hardware, and Walgreens.
There is a special feel